Alright guys, welcome back to Mr. Post Frame. Today's show is going to be about our personal homestead here at the Mad County Build. If you guys followed along, we have a lot going on in our business, a lot of changes coming up. So the spring has been kind of crazy. Our business is exploding in a great way. We're starting to do plans. We started a patron group for self-builders. So that group is to help people who want to self-build like we did. So there's changes coming up with that. One of the things we're going to do special with the patrons is a program called Barndo Rescue, where they can submit to us their request on what they would like help with. And if they get selected, we are going to be traveling to their location and helping them out for a few days. It's going to be pretty cool. We have a bunch of excavating going on here at our homestead. We're going to try to get in a circle driveway, a shop pad, because our business has grown to where we need a bigger office. So I'm having to build a skid shed to get our garage cleared out so that we can turn half of our garage into an office. So everything will reside in the skid shed until we get our shop built. So just a lot of crazy things going on. So with the skid shed, I designed this and I wanted to build one prior to release any plans, but I plan on building quite a few different ones of these and making plans available. So after building this, I got some little tweaking that I want to do to the plans. But if you guys are interested in one of these, we can get you plans for a real reasonable, cheap price with all of the material list, all that kind of good stuff. So be looking for that. I got a head start on my garden this year. I don't think I even started until late May, early June last year, but we've got it all cleaned up. We've actually got potatoes in the ground. So I'm excited about that because we can do a lot of canning. So we had an open house just to let our patrons come. We took them around, showed them some of the builds we have in progress to help them to be able to visualize how their building is going to be put together. So it was really exciting. We did a lot of things around the house to prepare for that. So it has been a crazy spring, but we have a lot of great things moving forward. So some of the things we did around the house is we added LED strip light under the cabinets. So that was pretty cool. It looks really awesome. It's a nice accent to our cabinets. We like to keep them on and they're dimmable. We usually do that in all our homes and it's really cool. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask us. I can send you a link to the switch that I use, the LED lights, all that kind of good stuff. Another thing that I did to the house that was much needed was we have bifold doors in our kids' closets. We use kind of cheap hardware that you can get at any of the hardware stores, and it just fell apart. The doors were coming off the hinge points. All right, so we got these bifold doors. I like just having regular doors if you can. Fortunately, when you get these wider door openings, kind of is hard not to have bifold doors, but I have these cheap tracks in here right now and they pretty much fallen apart. If you look right up here, like the track is starting to bend out, so I have replaced them, obviously except for this door. I've replaced one with this track up here, and it's got like wheels that the door glides on, which does a couple things. One, it's just a much better high quality product, and two, it doesn't squeak. So pretty excited about this. It's a much nicer glide on the doors. You can build a trim down to cover this if you want, which I might eventually. I'm just trying to get these installed right now because the girls' doors have not been on because these are 6-foot wide doors and those cheap tracks just don't hold up. So got this one replaced, so you've seen kind of what sounds like, looks like on the old junky style, and then we got these new ones in here. So in here I'll kind of show you what this is all made of. So you got the track here, which is a pretty nice aluminum track. This is what actually the door pivots on. Some nice wheels. They slide in there. This is upside down obviously, but these right here are what lock the corner of your doors in. So we got to get these installed. These will slide in here just like so. And then you just tighten this down wherever you want your pivot point of the corner of the door to be. I did have to cut the doors down a 1/2 inch to get it to fit because this track is wider than the old one, but that wasn't too big of a deal. So we're going to go ahead, get these put in, mount the track, and then I'll show you how all the hardware hooks up to the door. So these pieces right here just slide in like so, and then you tighten this bolt down where you want that. So actually I need to put it in the other way to get that in closer. I know for my door already. So it'll be, I'm right at the edge is basically where I need it. But I gotta get all this old hardware off first, which I'll reuse this screw hole here. New one will sit right there. Gonna be about 1 5/8 is where I want that. Center all the way at the edge. So now I got the upper track down. I can put this track up. I think it's about a 1/2 inch shorter than the opening. Perfect. Put all the rest of the screws in. Alright, so we got the bottom hinge point put in, old track removed, new track in there. This is a tricky part, but I'll show you how I figured out on the other one. Basically take the door, bifold door apart and put one up at a time. I found that was easiest for me. So we're gonna get the doors and we'll get them put in. Alright, so this is the door, the part of the door that is on the edge. So we have installed this piece right here. So it fits in that hole, got a little spring. And then down here is the pivot point, adjustable pivot point. So that gets put in like that. and screwed in. And then this right here is how you adjust the height of the door, which I'll take it down quite a ways so it goes in there all right. And it's got a lock nut on it. Perfectly level. Now this is the other part of the door. This is the bottom, so it gets nothing. This is the piece. Sorry, the bed sheets are getting washed. This is the piece that the ball bearing guide screws into. So we got to mount this to the door and then thread that little piece that sticks down into it. So that threaded piece, part right there, is going to go over that hole, centered over that hole. That bolt right there spins, and I have to thread it into that hole right there, and then I'll hook the doors together. Alright, now I gotta get my pliers. In my case here, since these tracks were an afterthought, I took the lock nut off of this and I'm just gonna tighten this all the way up because my door was actually a little bit too long. So I have to get it up there as far as I can. Alright. You know, you could cut a piece to bring it down here and just so it would finish it off nice if you wanted, do you know what I mean? You could even put a piece of trim, like a 1/4 inch piece of trim right there, because it would never hit it. If you wanted to like block some of this off more, yeah. Which I don't think I will. I think I'll just put one across here. All right, so not too bad. I would say the only difficult part about this sliding door track system, which we'll leave a link on the screen to it right here. I think it's slid up is where I got them. They were like $100 a piece, so they're definitely a lot more expensive. I would say it's a little above mid-grade, but the ones you buy at any of the like hardware stores are junk and they don't last, especially if you have a 6-foot wide door opening where your bifolds are 3 feet. Is I found it was way easier to take the door apart so I could thread this piece in. If you framed your opening appropriately from the beginning, if you knew you were going to use these, you could make the opening a little bit taller, which would make all this easier. My opening was framed according to the tracks I was using, so I did have to cut a 1/2 inch off the bottom of these doors, but these are hollow core doors, so I couldn't cut any more off, otherwise I wouldn't have had any solid surface to screw these things into. So I'm going to put this other one up and then this one will be done. So I found these really like probably mid to higher range bifold door tracks from Slid Up. It's SLID UP. I installed those on the kids' closets, and man, it makes a huge difference. And if you know you're going to use those from the beginning, you can prepare your rough opening according, and it'll be even easier on your install. So if you're interested in that, check out Slid Up. I have no affiliation with them, but I am really happy with the quality that they had. All right, so that's just a little bit of an update what's been going on here at the Mad County build. We are busy. We're not obviously finished with this place. I mean, we are for the most part, but there's always things you want to add, change, kind of tune up a little bit. So we will continue to do that and share that with you. But as always, guys, we appreciate you. Don't forget we have design services. If you're looking to design your own garage, shop, or barn door, we can help you out with that. We'll leave a link right now. And as always, thanks for watching. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, share us with your friends, and we'll catch you on the next video.